The April Dokkan Fest is here, but should you summon for Agl Nappa and Vegeta? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We got another Dokkan Battle video for you here today. We are answering that age-old question. Should you summon for the upcoming April Dokkan Fest exclusive Agl, Nappa, and Vegeta? As always, in order to answer that question, we are going to be looking at three major things. Number one, we'll take a look at the unit itself at 55%. Is this unit worth your summon, right? Is it worth your hard-earned dragon stones? Second, we'll take a look at the banner. This unit will not exist alone. He will be on a banner, and is that banner worth your stones? And then finally, we'll take a look at what lies ahead. If you decide to jump in on this banner, what are you giving up in the near future? So let's go ahead and let's start by looking at the unit itself. So we have Agl Nappa and Vegeta here, leading Saiyan Saga and accelerated battle for key 3, 200%. HP and attack and defense 170% with an additional 50% for mission execution, giant ape power, and final trump card. Honestly, not a bad leader skill. Looking at their stats here, right? Passive has attack defense 250%, additional key 1 per AGL key sphere obtained, and chance of performing a critical hit and damage reduction rate 40%, and Saiyan Saga or Giant Ape Power allies attack defense 40%. With 1 or more AGL key sphere obtained and 1 or more rainbow key sphere obtained, he gives an additional 20% to Saiyan Saga or Giant Ape Power allies attack defense 20%. He also gains effective against all types. When attacking, he gets 150% attack and once only 20% damage reduction with an additional 100% attack and defense, and launches an additional attack that has a 70% chance of becoming a super attack, and attacks guaranteed to hit when facing only one enemy. After performing 2 or more attacks in battle, he launches an additional attack that has a 70% chance of becoming a super attack and gets an additional 20% crit. After performing 6 attacks, an additional attack with another 70% chance of becoming a super attack and a additional 20% crit. When for every attack performed, he gets 150% attack and damage reduction rate 7% within the turn. Now, looking at him here, Vegeta honestly seems pretty good. He's definitely going to be pretty defensive post attacking. Or actually, because he doesn't really get any defense on his super attack, he's just raising. Well, he does, but it's not stacking like his regular is, right? He is raising attack for 4 turns, but greatly raising defense, so he'll still be pretty tanky post super. But what's really interesting here is this effect here, right? The 70% with damage reduction within the turn, because he's already got a pretty decent damage reduction, right? He's got 40% plus an additional 20% for his first appearance, and then after he continues to attack, he will give himself more and more attacks, which allows him to increase that damage reduction rate even more, right? So he can get, starting out, he's got his initial super, then he's going to have this additional super. So he's already got 2 there, plus a third for his hidden potential proc, but we'll come back to that, right? So you've got 2 here. So once you perform these 2 attacks, you will then proc this attack, performing 2 or more attacks, not attacks, super. So even if it doesn't, or not supers, but attacks. So even if he doesn't super, he's still going to proc this. He will get an additional attack that has a 70% chance, right? So there's 3 attacks right there. After, so you'll get, with hidden potential, that's a potential of 4 attacks within that first turn. On his next turn, he should get the additional 2, giving him a total of 5 attacks total here, which would bring this up to, right, with 7%, an additional 35% damage reduction rate after attacking if he when he hits all attacks. And he doesn't have to hit the super to get this extra damage reduction rate. So, on after turn 2, he's essentially got 75% damage reduction rate post super with whatever defense he's got. And looking at his defense, honestly, it's not looking too terrible, right? After 5 SAs, he's looking about 4 million with 75% damage reduction. That's going to be pretty good. If you tag into Nappa, who can raise for 4 turns, you could be potentially hitting a little over 5 million, but that won't happen until turn 3. So honestly, not bad on the Vegeta side. When we look at the Nappa side, Nappa is an offensive monster designed around his target skill, which will buff, which will give him guard and allow him to hit this 780% attack buff as he receives attacks while buffing allies as he does so. Though you would. And theoretically, you would have Vegeta using his active skill, buffing himself and Saiyan Saga allies for the turn, and then Nappa using his, buffing himself and Saiyan Saga allies for the turn. So it would essentially be an extremely powerful turn for the two of them, allowing Vegeta to be protected while Nappa has his target up. It'll be a pretty interesting turn. So with that, they are a pretty dupes reliant unit, and I say that in that not that they need the additionals, not that they need the crit, not that they need the dodge. They can pretty much do without all of these. They've got everything except dodge in their kit, and honestly, they're looking pretty good. But they are going to need the stats, right? Yeah, typically your target type units really benefit from the extra stats that come out of it. So you're definitely going to see a bit of a struggle with them at 55%, especially on the Nappa side. His target's not going to feel as impressive as it could be beyond that. The Vegeta side will probably be all right as long as you can maintain up the supers, especially it might take an extra turn to get where you want, but he should be fine once he gets going, especially as a second slot unit. So honestly, this is probably one of the few times I'm going to say no for the unit. Typically, I give the unit a plus because most units, there are very few units that really so terribly that even summoning the unit won't be worth it. But in this case, right, I mean, Nappa and Vegeta are basically going to want to be around each other, if not other Saiyan Saga allies. And not because they need Saiyan Saga allies to work well, but it's mostly going to be a links thing. You're either running these dudes as lead or you're running somebody else to link well with him on Saiyan Saga. We have no idea how this team is going to fall out. So I'm going to say for once, this is probably no for the unit because they're definitely going to struggle at 55%, unlike some other units. Plus, I know many of you guys are probably still recovering from Anniversary. So with that in mind, let's take a look at the banner, right? Of course, these guys will not be alone, right? They're going to be on a banner. Now, unfortunately, we can't really say for certain what's going to be on the banner. This isn't a major celebration. This is a regular banner, which means it's probably going to look just like last year's April banner. 10 featured units, 3 multis, right? Guaranteed SSR up to 7 times, plus pity and free tickets. It's going to be your standard Dokkan Fest exclusive banner, just like Cell was last year. So 10 units here. Hard to say exactly who it's going to be. I can almost guarantee you Gohan and Piccolo are going to be on there. More than likely Raditz as well. And of course, you know, their banner unit Cybermen will be there too. And then, of course, returning units, Tech Daima has returned. So that means more than likely, right, we should see Baby on this banner as well. He'll make his first appearance. So you'll be able to pick him up with coins if you missed out on him. So good things there. But the rest of the banner, not looking so hot, right? Because if we assume Baby here, we assume Cyberman here, we assume Raditz, we assume Gohan and Piccolo, that leaves 4 open slots. I doubt anybody else is going to easy aim during the celebration other than Raditz. If we do get an easy A, it's more than likely going to be the banner units. And of course, LR Goku and Piccolo, who would not be on this banner anyway. So the rest of the banner units are probably somebody who will fall under one of their leader skills for accelerated battle, because there are maybe they throw Yamcha on here for Saiyan Saga, but more than likely we would see accelerated battle. So like if we wanted to pull that up here, I think Cell's on accelerated battle here, right? So if we want to look here, I mean there aren't too many options for let's organize. Can I organize? No, I can't organize this by TURs, can I? Yep. So I mean if we're looking at TURs, likely candidates, obviously Golden Week units aren't going to be there, New Year's units aren't going to be there. This dude was just on a banner. Maybe Cell is there. I think that's kind of unlikely though. Maybe God Goku, although I doubt it. He's a Saiyan Day units. Gammas were already on a banner recently. The Blues were already on a banner recently. maybe they throw Kefla on there, right? I mean, as you can see, there aren't too many options for his leader skill. So I would assume they'll probably just throw some random units on there. I don't think there's anybody who gets super easy A there in this celebration that would fit either of the leader skills. Maybe STR Cell, that would be weird. I hope they don't do that. That would be really weird to do that. But yeah, so you can see the banners not looking so hot based on what we have here. So gonna go ahead and say no for the banner. So that's no for the unit and no for the banner. We don't have that very often. But here it is. That's the reality of where we are post Saiyan Day and post anniversary. So all that leaves is to look at what lies ahead. Which brings us to the next major celebration. Of course, we know there will be a part 2 LR, but of course, you know, that'll probably also be a big no summon. But the next major celebration will be the Golden Week campaign. Last year, this was the Break the Limits Dokkan campaign, and it saw the Hit and Blue Kaioken Goku dropping on the 27th. So essentially 1 month from the release of this video, we will be in the Golden Week campaign. Now, last year's Golden Week campaign obviously was kind of a miss, but sometimes it can be really good. Think Goku versus Piccolo, think Goku versus Majin Buu. Those were both really good Golden Week celebrations. Now, even with that, right, you know, most players are probably going to want to summon here, even though they probably won't be summoning a lot. So if you summon here for Nappa and Vegeta, while good, while decently fun, even if 55% is hard for them, you're giving up, you know, a pretty decent shot at whatever Golden Week campaign is. Now, after these guys, we will get the June Dokkan Fest, which will be some random Dokkan Fest. Last year it was Tao, leading into Tien. And then we will lead into the new schedule. Last year, this schedule was the Global Dokkan campaign, replacing Global's anniversary in July. This year, they are returning to the old format with the Transcendent Dokkan campaign and essentially Tanabata in July, with Global Dokkan campaign taking its slot back in the worldwide celebration slot in September. So this does kind of give players a little bit of a break until Global Dokkan campaign. But of course, if you're summoning on a random banner like Nappa and Vegeta here, you're hurting your stone count for this campaign. We will probably have a video up soon overviewing the amount of stones we can get between now and then, and so you don't want to be spending those stones on this guy here. So looking at what lies ahead, knowing that Golden Week is 1 month out, and with the change to the schedule with Transcendent Dokkan campaign now happening in July, it may be best for us to go ahead and save those stones. So for the first time in a long time, we have a 3-way no summon. No for the unit. 55% is going to be a struggle for this unit, especially without good gold equips on them to add that extra defense, which they will benefit from a lot. Okay, the banner's not going to be all that great outside of returning Baby and maybe Raditz's good easy A. And then, of course, what lies ahead, right? You don't want to be giving up stones here for Golden Week or the upcoming Transcendent Dokkan campaign in July. So, guys, that is it for our video. That is our recommendation. For the first time in a long time, we have a complete no summing. Obviously, if you like Vegeta, he is one of your favorite characters, then by all means, right? If Saiyan Saga, Vegeta, and Nappa is something that is hype for you, by all means, go ahead and summon for him. But if you're looking to use your stones wisely, then it might be best to save for now. They will return on the banner post GDC celebration. So keep that in mind as you consider to plan your stones for the rest of the year. So guys, that's it for the video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know, will you be summoning for Vegeta and Nappa? Or will you be saving those stones for an upcoming celebration? Let us know in the comments down below. And you know what? Why don't you go ahead and let us know how your stone count is doing at this current moment. Would love to see it in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.